Hey, what's going on, guys, and welcome back to another Fallout 4 mod review. Today we're doing something a bit different. We're going to be talking about one of my favorite armor mods that has come out recently that just got a huge new update. But on top of that, I'll also be talking about some other mods later on in the video, so stay tuned for that, as they're going to pair very nicely with this mod. Now, the mod in question today is known as Desert Punks, a Raider armor pack by DaltonTheWarlock. This is an absolutely incredible new armor pack specifically designed for raiders, and not only that, it's actually designed with a desert theme in mind. So if you're running something like Badlands or Desperados, these armors are going to fit perfectly in that world. Though, in my opinion, they will also work in other load orders as well. They just happen to have a desert theme that pairs nicely with some of those other desert landscape mods. Now, this is not a brand new mod. This is a mod we actually did talk about when it first came out, but initially it was only a handful of armors that were really neat and there wasn't much to it beyond that. But now the mod has undergone some serious changes and is a totally complete package with some really awesome features. In total now there are 18 full sets of armor, 9 new sets of under armors, 18 sets of headgear that you can combine with any of these armors, and all of these new pieces are added to the leveled list of the raiders, something that was not featured in the original version of the mod. Now all of these armors will actually spawn on raiders, so you can see them out in the world and pick them up for yourself. Now, I absolutely love the design of all of these armor pieces. They fit super well in the world of Fallout, and they also have a bit of a Mad Max feel to them, as they are intended for a desert style of play, and altogether these make for some really cool cutthroat style armor pieces. You can absolutely wear them for yourself or put them on your settlers, but these definitely have a place on a raider, and you'll see what I mean when we start showing off the individual armor pieces. Speaking of which, let's go ahead and start with the full armor sets. Now, quick disclaimer, these are labeled as full armor sets, though some of them do actually accept over armor pieces. So some of them actually would almost function as under armors. They have the ability to throw on any piece of armor on tops, be it shoulder, chest piece, legs, whatever it is. But there may be some clipping here and there, and so that's why they're labeled as full armor sets. And some of these actually do have conflicting segments. So maybe this one actually you can't apply a chest piece to, or this one you can't apply a leg piece to. It just depends on the individual armor, so you can see that in the Pip-Boy. I'll go ahead and show off what that looks like now. As we can see here, say the cutter wraps actually do have the chest piece blocked out, but the Grime Punk outfit does not. It's completely compatible with any sort of over armor. As we move down, the Highwayman, though, you can't use the right leg or the chest piece, so it just kind of depends on the armor set. Now then, as for the individual full armor sets, we have the Cutter Wraps, the Grime Punk outfit, the Highwayman outfit, the Junkie Overalls, the Junklander outfit, the Mongrel Uniform, the Outland Rager outfit, the Outland Rat outfit, the Ragged Binder outfit, the Road Coyote Vest, the Sadistic Pup Shorts, the Savage Brawler outfit, the Scav Chopper outfit, the Scrap Bandit outfit, the Stalking Robber Duster, the Strapped Nomad Skirt, the Throat Cutter Vest, and the Vandal Leathers. Now, it's important to note that each of these armors is available for both male and female characters. In some cases, the armors will look identical, and in some cases, they will look slightly altered for the other gender, but it is important to note that they are compatible with both. Now, that being said, I do think some of these outfits are a bit better fitting on female characters or male characters depending on the outfit, but you can play with that as you choose. It's all up to personal preference. Now then, let's go ahead and move on to the under armors included in this mod. These are completely compatible with any over armors you decide to throw on them, and they're definitely intended to be used as such, as they're not going to have very beefy armor stats at all, and they definitely should be used with arm, leg, and chest protection. The under armor category in this mod is going to include the Raider Casual Pants, the Raider Hazmat Pants, the Raider Jeans, the Raider Leather Pants, the Raider Long Underpants, the Raider Shorts, the Raider Tank Top and Slacks, the Raider Undershirt and Jeans, and then the Sleeveless Road Leathers, which is going to be an altered version of the vanilla Road Leathers that just cuts off the sleeves. Definitely very fitting for a hot environment. With those out of the way, let's go ahead and talk about my favorite new category of armors in this mod, and that is the helmet section. Now, this is going to be a variety of full helmets, masks, and everything in between, and all of these are really cool and pair nicely with any of the other armors in this mod, as well as some armors from other mods, which we'll talk about in just a little bit. Now, the helmets are as follows. We have the Blast Welder helmet, the Cracked Skull helmet, the Dune Strider gas mask, the Flyboy cap, the Horned Drifter hat, the Junkland face guard, the Outland Stag mask, the Outlaw hat, the Painted Outland cap, the Road mask, the Road Vulture gas mask, the Rust Breather gas mask, the Scrap mask, the Skull mask, the Slugger helmet, the Spiked ball cap, the Tanker helmet, and the War Rider cap. All of these armors and helmets are really, really cool, and finally being able to see them on enemies with level-less integration is really awesome. Now, there's a couple of other mods I do want to talk about in this video. That's pretty much it in regards to Desert Punks, but there are some other mods that definitely help to boost this mod and the theme of it a little bit. Now, the first mod I want to pair with Desert Punks is actually one that's not really going to conflict with it at all, and by that I mean they're not even going to appear on the same enemies. This armor is known as Raiders Tribal Reforged by Azalea10, and this mod is going to add a ton of new armors specifically to the Forged Raider faction. Now, these armors are not going to appear on the same enemies. It's pretty much only going to be the forged armors now because of the way that it is integrated with this mod. But the reason I want to show it off is because I think that these two armor packs have a very, very similar style. So while they may not appear on the same enemies, you yourself can grab these armor sets from the enemies you encounter and combine them on your own character, on your settlers, however you want to do it. So if you are playing as a raider or you have a raider faction going on, maybe you're doing the Nuka World DLC, getting these armors and pairing them together is very, very nice. The tribal forged armors are super cool and definitely have a really awesome aesthetic, something that feels very wastelandy and very deserty in my opinion. And combining that with some of the armor pieces from Desert Punks, I think makes for some really cool, unique armor sets that you can only get when you combine these two mods. Now, another mod that I think works absolutely perfectly with Desert Punks is the Capital Wasteland Raiders mod by TheFriedTurkey and HCGxGrill. If you're not familiar with this, this is going to add all of the armor sets from Fallout 3, which already have a really cool, junky Mad Max sort of look. And so I think that fits very well along with the Desert Punks armors as well. And in this case, these are actually going to work perfectly together. Whenever you run into any standard raider, there's a chance they may have vanilla armor, there's a chance they may have Desert Punk armor, and there's a chance they may have the Capital Wasteland Raider armor. And in my opinion, the Capital Wasteland Raider armors fit right at home with these other sets. If I didn't tell you so, you may not even be able to figure out that they weren't part of the same mod. Since the Capital Wasteland Raider armors are full sets too, you won't have to worry about conflicts or clipping. They will spawn as is, and you may just happen to find them alongside some of the Desert Punk armors. Now, there is one other mod that I definitely want to mention, and that is the Raider Armors Retextured mod by OhDeer. This is just going to retexture all of the Raider armor pieces, as well as a handful of vanilla outfits in Fallout 4. Specifically, outfits that will spawn on Raiders, but they may also spawn on Wastelanders and other NPCs. Now, the reason I want to talk about this one is A, it does beef up the quality of some of the vanilla armors to have better textures that pair nicely with Desert Punks, but additionally, it recolors a lot of them into a nice muted dark tone that I think is a really cool contrast with the desert theme of Desert Punks. And in my opinion, I think they fit very, very well. Instead of the really bright yellow color of the vanilla Raider armor pieces, they're now a cool dark brick red. And a lot of the other armor pieces are changed as well. It's a lot to go over exactly which armors have been changed into different colors, but if you pick this mod up, you'll notice a difference almost immediately, and I think that all of the new armor colors pair very nicely with Desert Punks, especially with some of those under armors. If you combine these two together, I think you get some really cool sets that you just wouldn't be able to get in the vanilla game. Now, finally, there is one more thing I need to talk about. This isn't a mod I'm going to recommend because it's actually incompatible with Desert Punks. It's a mod known as JU Helmets Redux, which is going to add some helmet mods from Jason Unruh, and they have been integrated into the Raider leveled lists, but sadly, they are not compatible with Desert Punks. The reason I'm showing it off is because I think that the styles mesh very well together. I think a lot of these helmets have a similar style to the Desert Punks helmet, and I would love to see these two mods be able to work together. It is actually noted on DaltonTheWarlock's mod page that these are not compatible and that somebody would need to make a patch for them to be, and so I'm offering a bit of a challenge to the community. If anybody wants to make a patch to make these two packs compatible, that would be incredible because I think they would play so well together. I think they would look really, really nice in the same leveled list. And personally, I just kind of want that for my load order. I would do it myself, but I'm not going to lie, the armor leveled lists are a bit confusing to me. I tried to do them on my own with the ballistic mask patch, and I had to ask for a lot of help, and honestly, those leveled lists just kind of go over my head sometimes. They're not as simple as just throwing a gun into a gunner leveled list. So that being said, if somebody out there does have a better understanding, I think these armor packs could work really, really well together, and I'd really like to see them in a usable state. But I know that's a bit much to ask. I think a lot of you people out there watching might agree though. Regardless, if you want to use any of these mods, they will all be linked down in the description below, as well as the JU Helmets Redux, because that's a really cool one. And if you somehow prefer that over the Desert Punks mod, well, it'll be linked down in the description below if you want it instead. With that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. A bit of a different format today, but these are all some really cool mods that I think make for some awesome looking raiders in your game. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to drop a rating. It really helps out the channel. Consider subscribing if you haven't already for more videos just like this. We do them pretty often. And with that, big thanks to all of my patrons. And of course, a very special thank you to all of my tier 3 patrons: Captain Chaos, Helljumper, Indecisive Wolf, Jackie Noid, Cushy, Logan Rigmaiden, Microhon, Moonlit Gamer, Official Zfexer, Feed, Timmy76, Youth RC, and Foider. You guys are awesome. If you'd like to support the channel over on Patreon, you can do so using the link down in the description, but it is completely optional. Thanks again for watching, guys, and I hope to see you all in the next one. Peace.